is all of you because we're here. Welcome,
Good afternoon,
everybody.
David.
Good afternoon, Stephen.
Good afternoon, David.
Good late afternoon. It's almost supper time for you. I'm just getting started.
No, it's only 4 o'clock.
Well, yeah, by the time we're done, it'll be about supper time for you.
Yeah.
And what is on for what's on the menu today?
I don't know. I have no idea, as usual, what to talk about. I suppose the one thing is New Zealand.
Yes.
Which is so sad that one gunman can kill 50 people. He did give the government a 9-minute warning, which is like a slap in the face, really. And it makes you think how we can ever control this situation, because there's been another occurrence in Denmark today. In Holland today. Gentleman on a tram that decided to open up and kill 2 people. I think it's we can try and stay out of harm's way, but I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Well, it's unpredictable.
Yep.
That's the thing, and we walk by people on the street every day, and we might say hello or not or do nothing. We don't really know what's going on in there.
Correct.
And that's the issue, right? Is I don't know. You say guns don't kill people; people kill. But to have access to it, that's the key. Is I don't know. Is the key access? One of the concerns would be access. We live in a society where so much is accessible and so much is learnable.
Yeah.
Because of this interweb. And
that's true.
I don't know. I don't pretend to have the answers. That would be a long discussion.
Right.
But it's what's going on up here, I think, is where we need to start.
It is, but it is a very difficult situation, and thoughts are with people of New Zealand and Holland, and exasperated, I suppose, is a good word. Yeah. Exasperated. All right. If you joined us now, welcome. If you want to join us on camera, see, I'm taking over. I'm taking over today. If you want to join us on camera, please type guest. And you can join David and I on camera as we talk about anything and everything on both sides of the Atlantic, and things that catch our eye, and things that we best. Well, anyway.
Well, while you got on the political sort of there, how was your trip?
Right, trip is this Saturday. It's coming.
Oh, it's
Saturday.
This week. Okay,
because this weekend.
I've been listening to. I get it through the CBC. Which, I think they have good relationships with the BBC because they talk about them all the time. And the voting process is still. It seems like being delayed?
No, well, it's being delayed on purpose. If it's being delayed,
right? Yeah,
we are due to recap for everybody. We've been members of the EU for over 40 years. The EU is an economic trading area. Which decides trade tariffs between countries, and effectively between 28 countries there are no tariffs, so you can manufacture something in one country, sell it in another, and you won't attract any tariffs. And that's the big bargain of it. And the size of it is very, very, very big, and is a benefit to everybody who's in there. Our politicians have decided that we should leave, and we leave on the 29th of March, and they're trying to determine how we should leave. And as David correctly points out, our Prime Minister has put a bill before Parliament saying those are the terms we're leaving on, and she's been defeated by 200 votes the first time, by 159 votes the second time, but she's not been put off. She is at the moment trying to get it so that when she brings it back, she will in fact win. If she does win, then we will get an extension and will not leave until June. If she loses, we will get an extension, but it'll be in terms of years, not months. So it's all a farce at the moment. And if I could emigrate somewhere, I would.
Yeah. Interesting times.
Truly. Mad times. Mad.
Totally. I'm listening, but I'm multitasking here at the same time. Have you? I know. So I don't do very well at it. Well, I can say it because it's a BeLive thing. I just got a message from one of my guests that's today at 3:30.
Okay.
But she's saying, I'm sharing the link, but it's saying 2:30.
Have her clocks changed?
Well, I wonder because
on a computer.
Yeah. You know what? Bear with me while I.
Okay.
She's showing me that, but well, that's what I wondered.
Well, it said 3:30. It's it said 8:30 p.m. when I saw it earlier, so I know it's correct. Whoever's watching, thank you. If you're watching on the live video hub page, just say hello. If you're watching on the BeLive reply page, just say hello. If you do either of those, and you'll actually find out where we are, which is on the TBSN page, and you get a link to come and join us directly, so you can actually comment, and your comments can be featured on screen, and we actually know you're here.
Yes, what he said.
Now, two weeks ago, we're doing the Blabbing for Britain show, and Tish Rosales, who we both know, said it would be nice if I could actually listen to your show while I'm out and about. Now, of course, she meant on podcast.
Right.
So after the show, I transferred Blabbing for Britain using repurpose.io, created an audio file, uploaded it to anchor.fm, and as a result, Blabbing for Britain is now on iTunes.
Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it?
Yep. I thought, well, let's go for it. So then I took all the 5 days live broadcasts and translated them into MP3s, uploaded to Anchor, and they're now on iTunes. And the shows that are done every week are on iTunes and Stitcher and Anchor and everywhere you can have a podcast, really. And it's just so easy to do.
Yeah, well, I do that with my show.
Yeah,
it goes to, pardon me, it goes to Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, everywhere.
Brilliant.
So, I've had people request that to say, hey, I'd like to, when I go for a jog or I'm driving to work or whatever. So it's nice to know that people can take you on the road. Right. So.
It is, and as soon as I mentioned to Angelica that we were now on Stitcher, which is her favorite podcast software, she said, well, can I Ask Angelica on there? So Angelica's now got 13 episodes of Ask Angelica on Anchor and the rest. So Tish started the craze, which is good. And Roz has just found us, I think, from the comments.
Yes. Multitasking again. Just realized you were chatting about PVSN that she was on the wrong page.
Yep. Yeah.
It's 2:30 a.m. here on March 19th in South Australia. I just happened to be awake and got a notification. And happy belated St. Paddy's Day.
To everybody.
To everyone. Do you celebrate that at all?
It's celebrated throughout the UK because we've got a large Irish population. But not personally, no, because I know, as far as I know, I'm not Irish.
Not even Irish for a day. That's what we say. You don't have to be Irish, just do it for one day.
Yeah.
Be Irish.
But this is, Irish pubs are a thing. I mean, most places, cities you actually visit will have an Irish pub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have 2 here. We have Patty Flaherty's.
Okay.
And Ups and Downs, which is downtown, and
Right.
it's been an Irish pub. And those places are just jam-packed.
Mm-hmm.
I popped into, we had a hockey game yesterday, which I'm happy to say the Sarnia Sting have made it to the playoffs. Well, they made it Friday, but they had a game yesterday, and it was a nice way to, and they won, so it was a nice way to end the regular season. And I stopped at Brownstones, which is just down the street. I usually pop in and sit down on a quiet spot and edit my final video on my phone and have a quick pint. And I walked in and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's St. Paddy's Day." It wasn't that quiet.
What gave it away? The green beer or the shamrocks all over the place? Or
yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, with a real dead give, I knew it was St. Paddy's Day because we had that theme at the hockey game. So I had put on my green. I had suspenders and stuff.
Right.
And, but what was really cool, they had a bus. I don't know if you've ever heard of the 12 Bars of Christmas. People get on a bus and they go to 12 bars. And, well, the local group was having the 12 Bars of St. Paddy's Day. And I no sooner sat down and the bus pulled up and I thought, oh, here we go. And they actually entered in with bagpipes and a drum.
Oh, wow.
So
quite an entrance.
Yeah. I see Alfredo in the lobby. Alfredo, I only want you on one camera. He can't be Alfredo and Alfredo 2. So I'm only going to bring in one of them. So which one do you want? Like you're on mobile and you're on another one. I don't want you on both. So here we'll bring on. There, that one.
Yeah, and Rosie's saying she forgot about St. Patrick's Day until she saw a photograph that a daughter had posted.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now I see what is going on.
I don't know. Now they see him, now they don't.
Hey fellas, how you doing?
Oh, there you are. Okay, so yeah, when you come on, don't come on mobile and on.
No, I was on my way into the apartment and I was listening to you on the mobile, and then when I got to inside the apartment, then I jumped on the desktop.
Oh, okay, I got you, because it was showing me both in here.
Yeah,
it takes up more. Anyway, we're here. How's things your way?
Well, I've been rearranging my desk. You can kind of see my workflow a little, but. It's a process. I mean, you guys have kind of, you've been in the live streaming aspect, and I'm just kind of getting my work area started.
Right. Can you switch to just one camera on you?
Sure. There you go.
Yeah, that's better. No, because there's a light shining, and it was.
Oh, that light! Darn, I gotta diffuse that light and then figure out angles.
And I can only look at one of you at a time. I go cross-eyed otherwise.
That's funny. Just fix the camera.
So you're experimenting constantly. I see. What is that wireless headset that you have?
It's a Plantronics GameCon 818, and it's literally supposed to be wireless, but because it doesn't hold a charge, I'd have to use a power brick to become wireless. I know.
Oh, I see.
There should be other better wireless headsets for gaming, but this is what I picked, and I chose wrong, and it was kind of faulty, but I got to use what I got, so here you go.
Yeah. Well, it sounds fine.
Yeah.
Because I see you walking around. Was it on Twitch? I saw you walking around cleaning the house.
Oh yes, my kids. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. I gamified washing dishes. We were trying to get it down to like 15 minutes, but because of the drying and they started late before me, we got it down to 23, and they were excited. They're like, "Yeah, we washed dishes in 23 minutes." It was an exciting little thing that I did, and it was fun to do with the kids, because I have to remember when I'm job hunting, it's all seriousness, but I gotta learn how to have fun with the kids, man, because they're still young and you gotta have fun. Yeah.
Right. Well, what a great way to get the dishes done. Gamify it.
Yeah, gamify the dish doing. Yeah.
Carlos is out there. He's saying hello, Carlos.
Morning, Carlos. I know he can get on, but I don't know if he's busy. Carlos Phoenix. Sometimes he's able to jump on to shows.
Right.
But that's Carlos. Hey, Carlos, how you doing?
Yeah. Stephen, are you where are you in the Twitch world right now? Are you still? I haven't been able to catch you live yet, but are you still using
well, you won't catch me live. I've not been live.
Oh,
what? What happened?
I just, it's a question of where do you spend your time? And I'm producing shows now on Wednesday and guesting on a new show on Fridays. So that's my week full, really. I can't sort of get off onto Twitch. I think that the problem is that it's just, I love Facebook, and so does everybody else.
Yeah,
and that's where people are.
You just got to pick the platform you're comfortable with. Multitasking here, guys. Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah. Well, and you know what, Stephen, there's a good point of conversation. Let's talk about that, because Be Live is putting effort into Twitch.
Yeah.
And I know they're working on some more things, I guess. And in the beginning, everybody was really excited. And they all jumped on, and everybody went Twitch wild.
Yeah.
For about 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah, that's how long it lasted.
No,
because, here's the thing is, I think they just thought, oh, another place for eyes to see me. And they realized it's not the same as Facebook. Right?
Really different.
So then people got, they went back to Facebook, some of them, right?
Yeah. But I'm still there, and I think I see David's show still there. I mean, it's slowly growing.
Oh, right? I'm still there. I've got 403 followers.
Oh man, are we having a race now between followers?
No. So the point I was trying to make a point there. So I was trying to get at is that I think people had a different idea of what Twitch would do for them, and then once they got there, they realized it was just completely different. People go to Twitch to watch live video. That's what they go there for.
Right.
They don't go to Facebook to watch live video. Live video is a part of what Facebook is. Is that how you would explain it, Stephen?
That's fair. Carlos, if you type guest, you can actually join us. I think that there is a difference. I mean, people are surfing when they're on Facebook. They're listening to a video rather than watching it for 60 minutes. Whereas on Twitch, it is totally video. And you can't watch 2 video shows at the same time. So therefore, if you commit to watching a video show, you've got to stay with it. Channel hopping, well, I can't see how that would work.
Channel hopping?
Yeah. Well, I do it where, like, I'll go into a channel and watch for a little bit. I always, I have people that I follow, so what I see they're on, I go and I check them out, and depending on what they're doing, I may or may not stay. Or I'll watch for a little bit, and then I see another one that's on, and but Twitch is more engaging in the sense of chat.
Right.
I'll go in and watch, and I'll say hello, and I build relationships that way. And then if I got to go, I always say, got to go check out somebody else. And they're like, okay, cool. See you next time. And then I go over. So it depends on what's happening in the channel that I'm watching, how long I stay there. But, and typically going live on Twitch is 3 to 5 hours when you, the broadcaster, go live.
And I know Steven likes to limit his broadcasting on Twitch to at least 30 minutes to an hour. And it works for him. It works for him. I mean, his shows.
That's how I got my affiliate. But the problem is that moving on from there, what do you actually do? I mean, I've premiered a show yesterday. I'm premiering one today. I've got another tomorrow, which are reruns of last week's Facebook shows. Now that the quality is there. This is the other thing. This is totally relevant. Not that everything else isn't. Repurpose.io, Animura announced as an experiment last week that using Repurpose.io, you can now get HD quality videos directly from Facebook to YouTube or Facebook to Google Drive.
What?
And it doesn't work every time, but it is now working most of the time. If it can't find an HD, it will take an SD. But it does mean that I've been able to transfer from Facebook to YouTube in high definition and to premiere on Twitch because of the high quality.
Right. I love repurpose.io. Yeah, Kelly. So we'll say hello to Kelly out there. He said he was keeping us in suspense as to whether he was watching or not. We know you're always lurking around.
Has Kelly actually managed to get a camera to be on?
No, I gave up on it.
Come on, don't
guys. He says when playing marbles on screen on Twitch, you have time to channel.
No, don't give up on Kelly. I know he's going to be there. I used to lurk in the chat a lot, and look where I am now.
Oh, yeah. Steven, do you know what marbles on stream is?
I can imagine it being an enthralling game. Is it?
So it's a marble game. And there's all these different tracks. There's about 40 or 50 different tracks. Okay. And it's an engagement tool. So you use the broadcast to run the game. And the audience types in !play in the chat.
All right.
And they're assigned a marble.
Okay.
And then the broadcaster starts the game, and you just sit back and you just watch and hope your marble makes it to the finish. You have no control over your marble.
You
just drop it and away it goes. Now, you might roll your eyes and go, "Really?" It's one of the biggest games going on Twitch for audience engagement. So it's
right.
There you go. So I see Carlos in the room.
Oh wow, he's here.
Yeah. Hi, Carlos. How are you today?
Hey, Carlos. How are you guys?
Hello, Carlos.
How's everything?
Good. Fantastic. This way.
Good.
Yeah.
Carlos,
Repurpose is doing some big moves. They're got strategies with a lot of the major hardware applications that are out there, like Wirecast, New Tech with the TriCasters. So they're they got something going, and they're going to be they're a big asset when you want to do multi-streaming.
Right.
Because otherwise you need a ton of bandwidth, and not everybody does.
Now, when you're talking about multi-streaming, you're talking about going live and more like into Twitch and Facebook and YouTube or wherever all at the same time?
Well, yeah, originally it was a corporate tool. And then there was a Joycaster as well as a competitor. And but Restream, strategized to go towards all the hardware manufacturers and software manufacturers of live streaming. And it was only a given that eventually they're going to start hitting people like BeLive and probably StreamYard and stuff like that as part of their strategy. The reason I think Twitch isn't really, people aren't coming in droves to BeLive for Twitch is because Twitch is a lot of youth, and the youth, they rather focus on, using they'll get their own software and hardware to do it. They don't want to use something that's weaker. And not to put BeLive down, but they're not as strong as some of the hardware that's out there, or software that's out there to do, some heavy duty stuff. And if they're gamers or if they're doing multi-people conversations like this, they rather have full control and not have to pay a monthly fee.
And what do you base that on?
I can actually answer to that because I'm kind of in the same boat as a Twitch streamer because I want to keep my costs low, and as Carlos mentioned, we don't want to be given upon a monthly fee to do this. If we can do it on a free tool as a Twitch streamer, we'll do it. Right. So that's why I think you had other opinions about that, Carlos.
Well, yeah. So I just released my platform. So I'm in the back end. I'm now part of the family of BeLives and StreamYards, and we have our own platform where we're doing live streams. We have our own version of doing it, and in our research, part of the reason we've had all these dead companies like Huzzah, and although Huzzah got bought out, so they did a good strategy there. But all the other platforms is platforms like BeLive and stuff like that. It's great for content creators, except it's not designed thought-wise for content creators. So it's great that you're willing to spend money to do a show. But if you're doing a show, the purpose of the show is to make money. And there's no pathway for that built into BeLive.
Not necessarily. I think there's a lot of people out there that like to do things as a hobby.
Yeah. No, agreed.
Right. You know, and I think well, I can attest to the fact, because I teach a class on it, and I brought BeLive into the classroom,
mm-hmm.
and the college level class that I teach, there was small interest, but in this world of esports and well, the class is called Esports Entrepreneurship and Administration. There's a lot of different avenues, from the broadcaster to the producer to the graphic designer to the event management person to the tournament organizer, all these different aspects. And much like sports, there are those that want to be the commentators of the game. There are those that want to do the talk show before the game, then want to do the talk show at intermission. Super Bowl's been doing it for years. There was small interest, but there was some there, because the main focus of that course is esports.
All right.
Now, my high school class, which is dual, they call it a dual credit class, and they're high school seniors, the majority of them were interested in BeLive.
That's interesting.
Because they are starting to recognize, especially in Twitch, that the categories now being opened up. When you say Twitch, most people think gamers, right? Mm-hmm. And that is certainly still the dominant factor there. And it will likely always be the dominant factor. But all these other categories that are being opened up, even the youth are starting to recognize the opportunity in that, and how they can get recognized. I just had this discussion with specifically my high school class. One was like, I'm an artist. And I said, well, why wouldn't you share that with the world? Well, can I? Yes. So they're just starting to realize that this is available on Twitch, a lot of them, because their focus has been on gaming. And now when they realize that I can take pictures of my art and I can screen share it, and it's very simple. I'm not interested in learning about other platforms. I just like it nice and simple. And yes, there's a cost, and this world and that age likes the word free. We can thank Napster for that.
Napster.
What's that?
For creating that free thing, this entitlement. It's on the internet, so I'm entitled to have it for free. I have that conversation with musicians all the time. I just watched one with Steven Tyler from Aerosmith, and how it's and he says the internet's created this free mindset, right? So I mean, it all comes down to your target market and what you want to do and everything like that, right? So, and then there are people who just want to do it and do it for a hobby, and hobbies cost money.
Yeah, it does. It does cost money.
Costs time, at least.
So, the number one killer of Blab was money. The number one killer of just about every platform was money. Now, there's content creators who are constantly trying to break the system and make money off of stuff that's free, like YouTube and Facebook. Understanding that what they're trying to do is they're trying to take something that's called social media for a reason, but make that their way of making money. What we decided to do is create a platform where the content creator makes money. So the creators make money because they're the ones that are adding the value. The viewer wants to get that value, and they're willing to pay for that. So it's gotten to the point where we have a business partnership with Paramount Pictures. And in that partnership is how we launched our platform, where we're presenting classic films from Paramount Pictures, and we have YouTube celebrities hosting. And the way it works is we have a major screen that shows a film, and then we have 4 boxes, kind of like what we're doing right now, or a little bit different design. And we have celebrities from the movie come on and talk to the audience, and there's a chat room. And so you're paying to enjoy not only a movie, but really get a relationship with the celebrities that are involved in that movie. Now, the platform's open to not only movies, but to stand-up comedians, music festivals, all sorts of new ways of interacting with entertainment. And to the creator, it's a revenue split. So if it's marketed correctly, they make money, we make money. And there's a revenue split. If they have sponsors, then they actually have the ability of making even more money. But they get a gain in the content creation that they're creating. Now, we're dealing with esports as well, and we're also going to launch a sports version of the platform as well.
Wow, esports.
And so with that, commentators can be commenting during the sport, interacting and engaging with the audience live, and the audience members can come on camera live. So it fits with the new world and the new thinking and the youth that wants to be part of everything and enjoy that interactivity that we're all enjoying, which is what makes Be Live so great, and StreamYard great, and Facebook and Twitch and all that stuff. So you don't lose that, you're gaining more. And celebrities are embracing it because they get to show off their work, not lose money. And so we're allowing both the high end and the low end to just gain. And that's the purpose of the platform. So what I've learned out of all the platforms, because I used to talk to the CEOs of some of these platforms, including Be Live when they were in beta, their big thing is, well, we need the platform to survive. We need to make money. But nobody ever thought about the content creator themselves. And after a while, content creators are going to be like, well, I didn't make any dime here unless they've come up with some kind of, funnel solution to sell a product or, all these other, marketing ways. And now we've brought it back to basics. It's like, look, you want something, you pay for it. And it doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg. And if it's something that they're really into, they're willing to pay for it. And Uber has done that, and Amazon has done that, and all the platforms are now doing that.
Right. Steven, you got any thoughts on this?
You've thrown me in the deep end there. That's nothing new, is it? Right.
Well, you're just so quiet.
Yeah, I was listening. I think that the point's been made all around. I think anybody who's currently on Twitch or was on Twitch before Be Live got there has the technical know-how to use OBS or Streamlabs and isn't going to be looking for Be Live unless they actually want to run a 4-person talk show. But I take your point, David. If you actually show it to people and show them what it can do, then you can change the perception of it. Yeah. In terms of making money out of broadcasting, it is possible, but it's not direct, mate. What you're actually doing, as we've all done on social networking, is to actually build a reputation as a go-to person for a certain thing, and then you can market off the back of that, not overtly, but quietly. And that's the way that works, is to build your reputation using live video, and then say that you have services to offer and run those alongside your live broadcasts.
Right.
And messenger bots, of course.
Yeah. And and Facebook is, Facebook's no dummy in all of this. They're one that tend to sit back and observe and create in the background, and then all of a sudden go, here you go. They've got their Level Up Creator program, it's very basic at this time, but don't be surprised when Facebook says, here you go, because they will. My understanding anyway. And will they win in that esports game against or just gaming against Twitch? I don't think so. But it's hard to say. But over time, Twitch is going to grow too, to the the class just did a marketing strategy, right? And it's like, who's your target market? And it's like ages 16 to 25, because that's who's on Twitch. Well, no, you have to narrow it down more than that. But basically, there's that age. It's more like 16 to 30, I guess, is the average, whatever. You can Google it in a couple of different places. But that's going to change on Twitch. My prediction. Anyway, that's going to change on Twitch when people start to recognize that it's not just for gamers anymore. And Twitch is doing everything to encourage outside of the gaming realm. I have conversations with Twitch twice a week, and they're pushing out all those other categories. because they see the opportunity and the growth of those other categories as well. I mean, Bob Ross is live 24 hours a day on Twitch.
Wait, they're still doing replays of Bob Ross? My gosh.
No, he's not dead. What are you talking about?
I didn't say he was dead. There's
people. Well, he is, but there's people that think he's still alive.
Oh,
because it's 24. Bob Ross is live right now on Twitch, and even if you say Bob Ross in my high school class or my college class, they know who he is, even if they don't paint.
I'm in the position. I'm in the position that
really
RJ.
What's that, Stephen?
RJ told me who he was. I had no idea.
No.
I think Carlos was trying to say something too.
Yeah, I mean, most painters don't watch Bob Ross. Most people who watch Bob Ross don't paint, but they have an aspiration to paint, or they want to play with paint. And I say that because I'm an illustrator. But
what?
But so the world of video and live is what's breaking open right now. It's huge. It's gonna hit different magic formulas, and so we just put in our formula. So we launched that platform, and we launched an OTT platform. And for us, we're focusing on entertainment. So we're not trying. It's not an open platform where you can just go in, start your own show, and hope for the best and make money. It has to be controlled. It's an environment. We have moderators who will check the chat and remove people who are cursing or getting nasty or putting people down. When people want to come on camera, we have operators that will make sure that their microphone and headphones are on correctly and not naked and drunk before they get on camera on the show. So it's all that the system is in place from all the lessons that we've learned from previous platforms and some of the issues that they have there.
Right.
And so much so that a major entertainment company decided to invest millions of dollars on the platform.
Right. Steven, you want to jump in?
Yeah. The people are looking outwards from Facebook, and they're trying to grow an audience globally. And I know somebody announced last week that we're going to be on Roku, and that was Raven Blair Glover. And I know that our friends Adair Palmer and Tioni are actually on binge networks, and that's their route into being on Roku and being on TV. I think I think the entry fees at the moment, essentially binge networks, it's about $1,500 a year.
That's almost equivalent. We just lowered our prices.
Yeah.
Ours is more entertainment shows. Right. Binge is very. A lot of the shows that I watch on binge are more like watching Facebook Lives. They're not very entertainment oriented. They're more, sit down, talking heads and stuff like that. There's a few other shows that are more well produced. I think binge is a beautiful concept. And what we're doing is we're doing movies, TV shows, and live sports, live concerts. We're doing a little bit more higher production type stuff is what we're trying to get.
Yeah, I think that's the point. Until Repurpose.io said we could have HD, there's no point in going to Roku, because you can't take a Facebook video to Roku and hope to impress anybody. Yeah, because the definition is not there. If you're appearing on somebody's television and the quality of your video is not good, then nobody's going to watch you. Correct.
And then that's part of what Twitch and YouTube are going through. 99% of their content is, for lack of better words, homemade. Right? And the type of content, let's say we want to do, it's a mix of both. Like on SIA, we have a multi-million-dollar Hollywood film with people at home like us right now talking over the video or talking about the video, but with Hollywood actors. And those actors are at home, relaxed, comfortable. And we took that concept because of the way I was doing my Facebook Lives with celebrities. When I spoke to the celebrities after the fact, they loved the fact that they were just home and comfortable. They didn't have to fly to a studio in front of a studio audience, wait in the green room, all the BS that they have to deal with. That's what they call it. They're home and able to just enjoy a conversation with their fans. And that's what we're allowing to happen.
Great.
David.
Stephen. This all started with the word Twitch.
It did, yeah. They're responsible.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you just have to embrace wherever you're going to be. Like, you know, if you're going to be on Facebook, like I have a large following on Facebook, and I would say maybe 3 people out of my, I think it's 403 followers on Twitch came from Facebook. The rest are all new relationships from Twitch, because I'm doing something completely different on Twitch. When I do my show on Twitch, it's not scheduled guests. It's usually me, and I just start talking about different topics. Don't get me wrong, I don't just click the live button and go live. I plan a show, but you don't know that I planned a show by the way it's delivered. Then when I do, you know, today's talk show on Facebook, it's suit and tie, and it's 3 planned guests. It's just a different audience for me, right?
Yeah.
And it's a different way of engaging. So I use BeLive for some things I do on Twitch, and then I use other platforms to do different things. So yeah, there's absolutely more software out there that's more flexible than what BeLive does. BeLive's just a simple one-click solution, as Kelly mentioned earlier, right?
Yeah.
And it keeps it that. I think BeLive encourages people to go live because it's simple. Right?
It does. It takes technology out of it. I mean, I spent a happy morning last Friday going live on vMix, XSplit, OBS, and what's the other one? Begins with R. Not track.
So what are we?
I went to vMix, XSplit, OBS, and
Wirecast.
No. What's the one that disappeared on us?
vMix.
Begins with R, I think. Hang on, I'll find it. Okay. I think we've got a wealth of choice.
Live.
Okay. VidPresser. Right. I'll get there.
Oh yeah, right. Oh.
Okay. The true story. So I went live on 4 platforms. Did sort of 10 minutes on each, just to, because I'm writing a Udemy course, which is entitled Almost the Complete Guide to Live Video. And it's called Almost a Complete Guide to Live Video because it will never be finished because things keep changing. So I went live on the 4 platforms just to try them out. And I'm trying out VidPresso. And I got a message from Bob Tomlin, and she said, "Can I try it with you this weekend?" I thought, well, okay.
They got bought by Facebook.
Indeed. Microsoft. Facebook, right. Yeah, they work for Facebook now, you're quite right. And they gave up on VidPresso, but I haven't. I still enjoy using it. So I did a show on VidPresso, and the CEO of VidPresso came on and said, "Are you using our old platform?" I said, "Yes." "Is there a new one?" And we took up the conversation afterwards. There is going to be something from VidPresso, but they won't say what it is yet, but we will be surprised by it. So they're obviously working on something.
Well, one of the businesses that I have is I sell all the live streaming software and hardware. And the battle plan is to help corporations and individuals create better streams and shows in real time, and then offer them a pathway of monetization with distribution.
Yeah.
And then we also included music distribution. And with the music distribution, it allows a musician to monetize not only their music, but then have a pathway to use video to monetize that as well, which most musicians don't have a pathway to. And then also give them access to all the filmmakers that will be on the platform. And we have a relationship with Sony to expand that to Hollywood.
Good. All good. Right. Moving on to something not related to broadcasting. Well, not strictly related to broadcasting. April 16th in the UK is Don't Stream and Drive Day. And I've been tasked with actually hosting the show for the 4th year in succession. So thank you, Sergeant TCS Neil, for that. We'll be going live on the 16th in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, and promoting the message that you should never stream and drive. And there are some people we've got to get through to, even in the 4th year. Now, in previous years, we've been able, or Sergeant Neil has been able to use Thunderclap to promote a tweet on the day. 12 p.m. on the day, hundreds, if not thousands of people have signed up to send a tweet promoting Don't Stream and Drive Day. And everything that was done before the day was actually to get people to sign up to send a tweet and do a Facebook post. Thunderclap closed last September after Twitter changed the rules, simply because Twitter said you can't send more than 100 tweets a minute. And when you've got thousands of tweets due to go out at 12 p.m. Eastern, then that breaks it. So Thunderclap didn't have a business model and disappeared. So what do you do? So this year, what we're doing is we're going to try and replace some of that. We're going to use Facebook Messenger and Messenger bots to attract people into a Pager's Messenger over the next 4 weeks. And then on the day, before the day, we'll give people in a broadcast links to tweet out to Twitter, to Facebook, to Instagram, to LinkedIn, to Pinterest. And you can tweet one or you can tweet all 5. It's up to you. You can tweet whatever you want and you post it wherever you want. What we need is help in getting people to the page. I'm setting that up at the moment. So on next week's show, David, if I could, I'd like to give a quick guide to actually how to help Don't Stream and Drive Day.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've got it up here. I think I've got it up here on the screen, the right one. So I'm going to drop one. Carlos, I'm going to drop you out. Thanks for coming by.
No problem.
And, we appreciate you stopping in.
Cheers, Carlos.
Yeah.
There's the, I think that's the right page. There's
that's the one. That's Sergeant TCS's page.
Yeah.
If you want to help now, we'll drop the link. Just go to the page and just say hello, and that will bring you into the messenger, and you can then help promote. I know that this is a UK-wide. All the police forces in the UK are behind this and backing this, but police forces in the States and in Canada are actually joining in too. So it is a global affair. So if you can help, then please do. Full details due next Monday. And we're using messenger bots to help you get the message out on April 16th.
So is this something that like I could get my local police service involved in, maybe? Like,
oh yeah,
like
surely. I mean, yeah, if you've got it, like anybody who's sort of involved in traffic or prevention of accidents, or
okay,
sure.
Do we have? I've got the video here. It's only 1:27. Do we okay? You got time to play that? Do you think, Stephen?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're good. Yeah.
Okay, let me try and make sure this works.
Hi, welcome to don'tstreamandrive.com. My name's Neil Jewson-Smith and I'm a sergeant with the UK Police.
Can you hear that?
And I am the founder
Slow.
of
I can hear it.
We'll now echo if we start talking.
Especially the dangers engendered by drivers who use mobile phones.
You have to
for whatever purpose.
I've muted you.
Streaming, texting, or even making hands-free phone calls. On this site, you'll find news items, blogs, links to legislation and road safety organisations, all geared towards the dangers of distracted driving.
Right.
Back here, but there's the gist of it all, and
Oh wow! Even it's scary.
You have to drop it there.
Hang on a second. There we go. It's muted, so it should be okay now.
All right. Okay.
So even hands-free driving is considered distracted driving? Wow. I mean, I was just doing that just a few hours ago when I was moving my car, and wow. Interesting.
So
the whole point about downstream and drive is it's not yourself you're putting in danger.
Yeah.
If you lose your concentration whilst you're driving, then you're putting other people in danger too.
I see.
I mean, we're all used to listening to radio or listening to podcasts, but actually recording a video or being a guest on a video whilst you're driving,
or even a phone call, or even a phone conversation as well.
Hands-free phone conversation.
Yeah,
is all good. But
okay.
You know, if you're distracted whilst you're driving, then you're a danger to yourself and to others.
Yeah. Well, you see, now here's something to talk about, Stephen, with that. You see videos sometimes of somebody, you know, talking about a whatever, and the person is not actually staring at the camera while they're driving. They're driving, and somebody in the passenger seat's videotaping them. And there's quite a debate on that. Is that distracted driving? Some say, well, that's no more distracted driving than if I'm driving and I'm talking to my passenger, if I'm still focused on the road. But others are, well, but it is a distraction because you know you're being videotaped. You're trying to create something. So you're kind of focused on that. So there's a lot of distractions, period, that just happen in a car. Right.
Well, one of those that's just been mentioned is GPS. GPS these days talks rather than you having to look at the map. It says turn right 50 yards ahead. So GPS is more friendly than it used to be. You don't actually have to look at the map whilst you're driving because the map will tell you where to go. But if you are streaming and driving, then it's your own call. But if you get stopped by the police in the UK, then you'll get points on your license and a fine. And it's just not good. It's illegal in the UK.
Yeah. I make a habit of, and I used to be, I don't know if I'm going to go to jail for this, but
okay.
I'll admit, going back years ago when this whole texting thing began, I was guilty of having one in my hand, not having it in my hand, but picking it up and looking at it. Typically while I'm at the red light, whatever. It's and there's quite a push on in our city for no texting, right? Our police force is very aware and diligent about keeping their eye out for that. They did a survey. Anyway, it was a few months ago, and it amazed me how many people thought that when you were stopped at a red light or a stop sign, it was okay to pick up your phone and look at it.
Oh, wow.
Right? They thought, well, I'm stopped. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
You're still in the car. You're not paying attention. I don't know how many times I've had a car in front of me. They're the first one at the light. And then the light changes green and we're still there 30 seconds later. And 30 seconds is a long time.
It is.
And then you see their head pop up and away they go. And you're like, oh, or in front of us, just weaving off the side of the road. Like, I have no problem calling somebody and saying, here's a license plate number. Because it's
right. Yeah. Okay. And Roz is saying, I don't understand why people, it's gone. I don't understand why people read from their mobiles while driving. It's an obvious distraction. My daughter admitted doing the texting whilst driving, and Roz said a few words to her.
Yeah, well, whose car was she driving? If she's driving your car, yeah, for sure. And even if she's not driving your car, I agree, you should say something. Here's a situation. You're in a vehicle and you're traveling and somebody else is doing the driving and it's their vehicle and you're driving, out of town to go on a road trip or something.
Yeah.
And there's a few of you and you're in the vehicle as a passenger and the driver has the phone in their hand and texting while they're driving. What do you do?
Ask them to stop the car and get out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's all right saying my driving's fine. I know what I'm doing. I've traveled this route many times before. It's not just you. You've got to be aware that at any point in time, you could get totally distracted and lose all sense of where you are just for a split second, and that's enough for you to lose control, or somebody else lose control and you not notice it. I don't understand. And as I say, it's illegal in the UK. And I dare say it's illegal in some states as well.
Yeah, it's illegal here. You can't have. I'll give you an example. And I learned the hard way.
Yeah,
I got a ticket just a couple of years ago. It was $490.
Ooh, for what?
And I think it was 3 points.
Yeah.
And here's what happened. I had borrowed my friend's car. He was letting us use it for a couple of weeks because we were going through transition of getting our own car again, blah, blah, blah. So he was kind enough. And it was an older car, so he didn't have Bluetooth.
Right.
I come out of the meeting. I was getting in the car, and honestly, I remember it's one of those things you never forget. I got in the car, and I was on my way to the mall to meet the Sarnia Sting. We're having an autograph session, and I was going there to broadcast it. I got in the car. I dialed my voicemail.
Mm-hmm.
I pressed 1. I had about 5 messages. I'm driving down the road in my hand. I'm focused. All I'm doing is listening to my messages.
Yeah.
And I got pulled over. And I put my phone down, and he starts talking. He says, "Do you know why you're getting pulled over?" And I said, "Actually, no." And he said, "Because you had that in your hand." I said, I was just listening. I wasn't. He said, "Have a nice day." You can't have that on your person.
No.
You cannot have that on your person.
That's why I always
wow.
So that's why when I drive, I always make sure that my cell phone is not in my pocket, but in like a bag or so that way I can't reach it for it. And
If I have this in my pocket while I'm driving and I'm not even on that phone, I can get a ticket.
Wow.
You cannot have it on your person. And I know that from experience, folks.
Because you
I get in the car and I plug in my phone if it needs to be charged, and it sits up on the dash. Mm-hmm. Or if I don't put it up there, I put it in the seat beside me, face down.
Right.
I put it face down so that I don't see any notifications out of the corner of my eye, and I'm not tempted to pick it up or whatever. It sits there face down, and I don't. The only time is if I'm driving and it goes off and I think it's something I want to hear, and if my son's with me or whatever, I say, "Can you read that for me?" That's it's a distraction, period. Anyway, so April 16th, right?
April 16th, and the technology that we're actually using to promote Don't Stream and Drive Day will then be made available to charities, and they can use it free of charge. And RJ and I are writing a course to show them how to use it, and we're hoping that it does help awareness, not only of Don't Stream and Drive Day, but for charities around the globe.
Yeah, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great idea, and I love how you're utilizing the ManyChat, right?
Yeah.
To solve that problem. I do want to mention too, little plug for you and RJ, Stephen, that you guys wrote a course a little while back on ManyChat, and you included some templates in there. I purchased it and I've enjoyed it. Is that still available?
It is. Thank you for mentioning it. It is available. RJ and I put our hearts into creating this course, which takes you from beginning, knowing nothing about messenger bots, to actually having your own bots up and running. You get told why you should have the bot, how the bot works, how we created the bot in the first place. You get step-by-step instructions and a template if you want to copy that rather than creating your own. And it's a great way to actually get into messenger bots. And if you message me as you're watching this today, you can have a copy for the price of 2 cappuccinos.
And well worth it, I might add. See, I think if you could sell that for that and include a cappuccino.
That would be a thing.
That's a good one.
Could you download a cappuccino?
or better yet, use Uber Eats and then send a cappuccino. Hey.
Yeah. Well, they're it's interesting on Twitch. I see people use it. I forget what the platform's called. So you can donate bits and money and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
You can also send food to the streamer.
Right.
Wait.
You click on it and you order them the pizza, and it goes to their neighborhood and whatever. And the next thing you know, the pizza's at their door.
What's the service for that? Is it Uber Eats?
No, I just said I don't remember I don't remember the whatever platform it is. It's an extension that you can add in with your Twitch or something. So
wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Feed the streamer. Yeah, that's cool.
Thank you, Ross, for the kind comments.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ross. Very well worth it. Actually, I'm due for that was a few months ago that I got that, so I'm due for a review. I need to go back and check things out. Well, time has flown there. A lot of interesting conversation today. We always appreciate people coming in and sharing their thoughts on this. So, Alfredo, thanks so much for
coming in. Yeah, I've been repairing my works areas. You guys had a conversation. I had a call also. It's like I'm on call. I had to mute my mic, and it's interesting that when you live stream, that life still happens when you're about to go live, and then you get distracted. Like, oh, wait a minute.
No, there's no distractions when I go live.
No,
my phone is off. Everything's I'm live for an hour. The rest of the world goes away.
Yeah, I've seen your hockey shows, and I was like, wow, he does hockey shows. Nice.
I get around. All right, time to wrap things. Oh boy, there we go. Do not disturb. Right. All right. Thanks, Alfredo. I'm going to drop you out, and Steve and I will wrap things up here.
Cheers, Alfredo.
All right.
Okay.
Well, lots of interesting comments there today, and we could have went another hour. So
true, and one day we might.
You never know. Well, if this was Twitch, we'd still be going.
I know.
I know, David. Yes,
we did a longer show on there once.
We did.
Yes, we did.
All right.
I may go back to Twitch at some stage, but for the moment, focus is here. There's a new show going out at 1 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday, which is with Anita and Dolly. It's called The Power Hour, and I'm producing that show. And then I got, you know how things happen. I don't know how it happened, but I was invited to be interviewed by Maria Recrut, who's Canadian, and she lives, well, not in Ontario. She lives near Niagara Falls.
Well, that's in Ontario.
All right. Okay, good. My geography's not good. And she said, I'd like to interview you. Anyway, that's got into a show which now goes out at, it goes out every Friday for half an hour.
Okay.
There you go.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, send us the link so we know when to watch.
Indeed, I will. It's aimed at realtors, estate agents, and everybody who's interested in using live video to promote their businesses.
Right. Fantastic. Well, thanks everybody for watching. And what's that? Oh, that's a message from a while ago.
Right.
All right. Okay. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Do appreciate it. I'll be live later this afternoon. I'll have somebody talking about epilepsy. And then we're going to be talking about a housing fair that's coming, and the Sisters of Soul performing for the Alzheimer's Society. That's today at 3:30. So if you enjoyed things, give us a 10 in the comments below. If you didn't enjoy it, do nothing but come back and give us another chance next week. We'll be here at 12 o'clock noon. Stephen, thanks so much, my friend.
Always a pleasure. And thank you, Kelly and Roz, and, of course, Alfredo, and everybody who's been watching today.
Bye.
Bye.